What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Every Week We Follow. I'm your host, James Clifton, and here is my good friend, Gary Bennett. We're going to be here for about probably the next half an hour or so, talking about various different discussion points across Villa. Villa did play a game. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday? Or the day before?
Mate.
Saturday. Thank you. I didn't get to watch it because AVTV is now not included in your season ticket, apparently. So we'll also talk about that. Money grabbing bastards. Anyway, we're going to talk about Watkins and Konsa potentially on their way to Arsenal. Some rumours around that, and we'll talk about our thoughts on that. Emi Martínez once again linked away, this time to Italy, to Juventus. Garnacho has obviously, since our last video, officially joined Villa on loan with an interesting permanent clause in there of obligation of 40, I think it's 40 or 43 million, depending on where you read it, but based on conditions that need to be met. But we don't know what those conditions are, but we'll talk about that a little bit. And then obviously the wonderful Austin McFraud, who is not officially...
You got his name right, mate. You got his name right.
Not officially, but potentially everything's saying he's left for Chelsea, but he hasn't actually left yet. So it's all very confusing. There we go. 1.5 minutes of an intro. And if you are obviously new here, please do hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the hype button. Let us know down in the comments what you think. Gary, I can breathe. How you doing?
Yes, mate. Relax, chill out. It's all good, man. What a week it's been. I've just got to say a massive thank you to everyone that's hit that sub button in the last 7 days, because
chaos.
It's been an ultimate chaos. Like, my phone's been pinging like a mother. I have to turn notifications off, mate. I was like, this is ridiculous. YouTube, ping, 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 ping. Right. Yeah, look, the last video blew up a little bit for us. You know, I think it was, you know, maybe it's just poignant in the topics we were covering. But yeah, just thanks for everyone that's watched. And if you like, James, like you just said there, if you do like what you see, make sure you kind of just, you know, subscribe. It goes a massissive way. Go and check us out on TikTok as well, because that also helps. You know, and we'll just keep building this bad boy. But yeah, what a week, mate. Like, I think first of all, game on Saturday. I know you didn't watch it. I want to really, because we weren't going to talk about this, but I think it's important too. The AVTV thing's a scam, mate. Like, I can't believe it. Like, because I watched the Warsaw game, okay, right, and yeah. AVTV's always been as part of your season ticket package, and then so on Saturday, I'm like, oh, I'm going on TikTok live to do a watch along, right? Yeah. I'm literally jump on. I start my TikTok live, I fire up the laptop, get onto AVTV. That'll be £7, please, or £30 if you want. If you want all of them.
Pre-season friendlies.
What, mate? Yeah. Look, I'm not. They don't care. They literally don't care.
Did anyone know this was happening? Let us know in the comments if you knew this was happening, because I didn't see anything about it. I didn't know that they were taking this away. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about it. I was literally like really confused.
Well, I was really confused because I watched the Warsaw game, and people were asking me when I was watching the Warsaw game, doing the watch along, oh, how are you watching the game? I was like, on AVTV. As far as I know, you get it with your membership and with your season ticket price. And now I think you still get it if you buy a membership. But then that's what they want me to do. I'm not paying for a season ticket.
I've just bought a season ticket to go to every game, and you're saying you're going to give it to just members who have just bought a membership.
Well, the argument will be, they can't go to games, and they won't be able to this season. To be fair, but either way, it's just poor, man, because it's something they don't. We're talking about peanuts, mate. Towards the end, if we're talking about, I know we've got to get annual revenue, but stop fleecing fans, man. We spend enough money, we buy your kit, we fucking do it because we love the club, but you're just taking the piss. Those things for me should be like a goodwill gesture for season ticket. Watch the pre-season friendlies for free, right? And charge the members a little bit extra for their membership, because if they want to see, then they're choosing to do that. But you know, alas, we just get pants pulled down, mate.
But I tell you what, obviously.
Ouch.
Obviously, that's horrendous. What an image. But obviously, Villa ended up losing the game. I don't really care about the results, really, of these kind of games. It's more about performance and the minutes on the pitch. Mate, did you see Brian Maggio basically flatten a defender? Absolute bulldozer.
I was disappointed that he got 20 minutes. Like, come on, mate. Like, he was outstanding for 45 against Warsaw. Let's give it. And actually, Porto put out a relatively strong squad because their season starts next week, right? So they were. I thought the kids did really well to keep with them. Like, Lynch's goal, superb, mate. What a finish that was!
Yeah, what a goal.
Absolute brilliant. And Maggio, like you said, like just the guy's a beast. Like play him in all the pre-season friendlies, just in case the registration doesn't happen. Do you know what I mean? To put fear of God.
I don't think I've ever seen a player just like bounce someone in the box like that. I was like, oh my God.
Every time I look at him, I go, he's not 17. He's clearly 39. That's his age.
This is why he's not allowed to play. They have completely, his ID is fraudulent. There's no way that birth certificate says what would have been 19.
Mate, you see, 2009. This is worse than Romelu Lukaku playing for the under-15s of Anderlecht. So, you know what I mean? You go, right, he's not 15. I'm sorry, he's not 17. No way. There's no way. Right, when you've got, it's just no way. And maybe that is a problem. But look, lots of speculation about whether he's going to play or not, and actually, is he good enough? And people saying to me online, "Don't get excited. It's against Warsaw. Or it's But when you watch it play, you can kind of tell, like in terms of for the size that he is, movement, and I mean, don't get me wrong, he's not the finished article by any stretch of the imagination, right? But and actually, there's in both games a couple of poor touches, but in terms of the physical presence and the movement off the ball and the power, like I think when he came on against Porto, picked the ball up, ran probably 40 yards with the ball, right? And I just thought, fuck, if he's running at me that pack, like you're just going to shit your pants, mate. He's going to, what the fuck is this guy? Because you're getting away, you're getting steamrolled, mate. It took 4 players to take him out. It reminds me of like, and don't take this the wrong way, because I'm definitely neurospicy, but I've always worked in education and we used to have autistic kids that when they lost their shit, their eyes would roll on the back of the shit. And you would take 4 grown adults just to kind of,
there's a term Jess's dad has for it, and I don't want to repeat the term, but yeah, it's basically just like insane strength.
Mate, let's just call it in like superhero mode. Do you know what I mean? It's like fucking turbo mode, beast mode. And yeah, that for me, you can't teach that. That's something that naturally comes from developing your game. And this guy, I really hope that he gets in and around the first team this season, whether that's from the start because we get the appeal through, or it comes in January. Because even if it's January, mate, what a weapon this kid could be. I just hope that Unai gives him a chance. And looking at the other youngsters, this is because if you're gonna, I haven't got many criticisms of Unai Emery. I haven't, right? But I think it's fair to say, in terms of you look at our overall transfer business, it's not been great, right? And now is the time where we've had to let Tielemans go. Rodgers has gone. Dini's gone. There's all this speculation that we'll get into in a second. That actually maybe now it is time to invest in the youth a little bit. Now, you look at the likes of Burrows, Hemmings, Lynch, Maggio, this Cisse, who's played at the back, mate, really impressed with this kid.
He could be like, I think he could be our 4th choice centre-back, yeah.
Mate, and again, it's against Warsaw and Porto, but that kid was super composed on the ball, right? Giving Pau Torres-esque kind of, no fear, just really comfortable on the ball. Sorry. Yeah, that's Ava, and I'm on a podcast. And that's from the World Cup. So that's the 3 lines on a shirt. We have to change that because it's absolutely useless. And what was I saying? Yeah. And so maybe, just maybe, even if it's 1 or 2, Maggio and somebody else, and it brings the question mark: is he going to keep the Jalkovic in and around the team? Because can we really afford? While we do need cover at right back, can we really afford to go out and buy one? I
don't know. I think Jacob Tanswell said about this as well. I think Nedeljkovic will be going. But like, I mean, we don't know. We don't know, do we? But like, yeah, it's really encouraging. It's really nice to see these players, and it'd be good for us to like get a domestic cup run somewhere so we can actually play these players a little bit more in like competitive matches, because we haven't really been able to do that before as well. But like Hemmings, I thought he from what I could see, he looked lively as well. And I think he's the one that they say is going to be probably in and around that first team. So, but yes, time will tell. So
yeah.
On to Watkins and Konsa to Arsenal. So The Konsa one has done the rounds a little bit earlier in the window because I think we knew that. I think it's Saliba. He's got a bit of a length on the sidelines for a lengthy bit of time. I think he's had an operation or something, hasn't he? And so Konsa was flagged as the one that's like that one of their top targets, and everyone's saying Saka and Rice have been doing the spy work on England duty and trying to get him to go to Arsenal. I mean, I think, and then with Watkins, Gabriel Jesus is apparently on the way to go. And Jesus obviously potentially leaving Arsenal. Apparently that's something that they're looking to do. So obviously Watkins has been brought in as a suitor. But like I keep on saying on all these things is it takes two clubs to tango, and the club who wants to buy the player needs to meet the valuation that we have for the player. Now, Watkins, I think we want at least 40 million for. I think Fenerbahce offered 30 and we rejected it. And then Konsa, I have absolutely no idea what we would value him at.
At this current market, mate, about £7 billion, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the two things separately. So obviously Konsa's the one that's come up before. I think we've said before somewhere around 60, 65 million is probably about the going rate for someone of his quality. You also remember I can't remember how long he's got left on his contract, but I know we've been trying to get him to sign a new one and he hasn't yet. So, there is kind of the jeopardy of that as well.
There is. There's also massive rumours going around, mate, that Pau Torres is injured. It was all over my life. People were saying to me, he's done his ACL. Nothing confirmed by the club. Even
when Emi came out and said he was a load of rubbish, right? Yeah.
Load of rubbish. So we'll have to see. But I honestly believe Konsa's going nowhere. I don't think Unai Emery is going to allow him to leave. Not in this window anyway. Maybe in January, maybe next summer. But there's no way in the world with everything what's gone on. He can't afford to let him go. Do you know what I mean? Because we haven't got a replacement for him. And can
you imagine if just put this out there, by the way, imagine if Martinez goes, Konsa goes, Digne's gone, Rodgers is gone, Tielemans is gone, Watkins goes. It's literally like, well, that is literally they're all starters. That's literally, and obviously Anana's out injured. That is literally like your entire team. It's just disappeared.
Mate, that's all sounds doom and gloom. So the good news is John McGinn was back at Bodymoor Heath today. I saw that on Instagram. So, forward, Super John McGinn, right? So it's not all bad news. No, but I think out of the two, if you're going between Watkins and Konsa, I think Watkins is more likely. And we all know how I feel about Watkins. I wouldn't cry. I don't think I would. I'd wish him well, and I think a move to Arsenal for him would be a dream. He's a boyhood Arsenal fan. I think.
Just on that, how the hell? We say that. How the hell do you replace Rodgers and Watkins' goal? Goal assist numbers.
Look, it's a massive thing, and I'll always, heap the praise where it was. And Watkins has been a loyal servant to Villa, and his numbers speak for themselves. Look, my personal critique of it is kind of I still think he should be better. Maybe he'll get that in an Arsenal team, but I don't know, if I'm honest. I think his age is a little bit against him. People springing 40 million. He's going to be 31 in December. Arsenal signed a 31-year-old striker. I don't know. So it might just be speculation.
I was surprised when I saw the link because I'm just like, I don't feel like it. Well, although Josh, who is a fan of the channel, Arsenal fan, and he says a lot of their signings they're looking at it's the next 2 to 3 years. Or like 1 to 2 years. It's like, can they do it now? Like 1 to 2 years, what they're going to give us. So like Guimaraes 29, Watkins potentially 31.
But they do have Gyökeres, right? And he didn't have a bad season.
Apparently he's going, isn't he? I think there's stuff where he's potentially part of an Alvarez deal. He's like been mooted.
Well, I don't know, mate. If they get Vinny Jr., there's no way you're going to want Watkins. I think you're going to put all your money into that, right? That's the other thing for Arsenal. But I don't know. I just got a feeling that both Watkins and Konsa will still be here come the start of the season. I think it's too much of a. It's risky getting rid of Tielemans and Rodgers at the spine of your midfield to get rid of then your defence and attack, right? Yeah. Watkins, don't be wrong. Unai Emery's a fucking miracle worker, mate, but having to develop those
That's
key
mental,
components.
though. That's a step too far. I mean, I mean, we'll talk. Obviously, we'll do another episode on like our predictions for the season. But I even think this season's going to be difficult. I think we're going to really struggle.
Mate, we're in transition whether we like it or not. Well, it's one of those, isn't it? Which is why you've got to try and keep a certain course. So I think Martinez, Konsa, Watkins, you try and keep. Then you've still got McGinn and Kamara that can hold that midfield. Then you've got the newbies that you're bringing in that, you know, obviously, best case scenario, they hit the ground running and we look like an absolute brilliant team again, right? Because I won't lie. I mean, you texted me the other day and said Alisson's picked up a knock again. I think, for fuck's sake, can this kid just stay fit, right? Because, mate, he's the pace this kid's got. Like, I don't think the Premier League ready for it, mate. He's quicker than Morgan. He's kind of. I watched him against Warsaw pick up the ball outside the area and run the length of the pitch. And, mate, he was like a speedy Gonzalez, mate. I couldn't believe how quick he was. He just ran past everybody as if they weren't there. Like, right. And, you know, we saw little snippets at Villa Park when he in the cameos that he made. You think, yeah, right. But my word, again, I keep saying it, and I feel like a broken record, but he's just Morgan Rogers, mate. Morgan Rogers 2.0. But you've got to keep these players fit, right? And he should be looking at getting himself there and being our right-sided attacking midfielder. That's what we need. I think already he's better than Bailey, right? I'm better than Bailey, so it doesn't really take a lot, right? So, hopefully that core component of Martinez, Watkins, Konsa stay, you know, because otherwise I just think it's too much of a bigger job to get people gelling up for us to compete at the highest level.
It's an interesting one. Like, so I hate to say this, like, because this is it's a Villa podcast. I want to be positive. The season hasn't even started yet. And I'm kind of sitting there going, and like I said, we will do our predictions for the season. I don't see us getting Champions League again. I don't see it like, sorry, no, just listen. No, just hear me out. I don't see us getting Champions League again. Like, to do that, mate, would just be overachievement of like we can't keep doing it. It's just unbelievable for us to keep doing it with the players we've lost. Like, it's just, we've done it before where we've managed to keep that core and then we've kind of built on it a little bit or we've reworked a little bit. Whereas this is like that team is being gutted in places.
Mate, so, do you know what?
Hang on. Let me finish. So I think with that, then us trying to balance now having Champions League this season, not just Europa League, Champions League this season. They're trying to balance that with the fact that also Chelsea are spending ridiculous amounts of money. Spurs might be better. Man U are better. City will be going through a transition period. So yes, we might be able to capitalize on that. But there's a lot of stuff going on. Arsenal will be doing well, I'm sure. And then I'm just looking at it going, the Konsa thing, he's not signing a new deal. Even if he doesn't go, will he sign a new deal? Or will he look to go next season? Watkins is getting older. I'm kind of sitting there going, well, if we're not going to get it this season anyway, shall we just start the rebuild now? Like, just get it. Let's just get it going. Like, this is a long-term thing. We know we're not going to, it's not the thing that we're going to be challenging now in the next 2 or 3 seasons at the top, at the very, very top. This is a project. And I think people understand that. We've done a really big rework on the wages. I think even just by what we've done, I sure read the other day something about we've saved like 400 grand a week. Something like that. Crazy. So, you know, that's all changing. It's not saying throw this season under the bus and just but we need to be realistic here. If we can do what we can in the Champions League, get the money from that, and then we've lowered the wage bill, and if we can get top 6 next season and we're in the Europa League, you know what I mean? It's like, that's building. That's actually getting to the point where we might not be quite so financially restricted. And the next time we make it in, we can actually do something. And and I'm sure none of the players and manager are thinking like this, like generally, but it is a case of need to have a little bit of pragmatism here and a bit of realism here. And I think Watkins and Konsa probably not so much. Watkins, I think we've said, I think the timing's right. If we can get 40 million from him,
mate. If anyone offers us 40 million for Watkins, I'd take it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, no, easily. Like, I would have said 30 was probably about right. And then Konsa, like I said, I think it has to be 60 plus, like, just because of what he's worth. But again, I think the longer the window goes on, the less likely it is to happen for us because I just don't see Emery doing it without being able to replace them directly. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it. I'm like, if it might just be a case of we're just like, you know what, if we're going to do this rebuild, let's just do it all. Let's do it once.
Oh mate, I'm going to be slightly more positive than you because it's in Unai Emery we trust. I'm always the negative one, so let's roll reverse here. I think under Unai Emery, if providing no more outgoings, right? Let's say we, apart from Deadwood, right? Because Bailey can fuck off. Guess I could go if I'm happy with that, right? But I'm on about major. So if we keep Martinez, if we keep Konsa, we keep Watkins, I think there is a balance in that team that could absolutely work really well in the Premier League as underdogs. And it's a big ask, right? But
at what point does that underdogs thing get removed though, right? Because we've done it.
Well,
last 3-4 seasons.
It gets removed if we qualify for the Champions League this season. That's when it gets removed because it shows what if Emery did it this year with that squad, right? It shows it's about him. It shows it's about him as a coach, him as a manager, right? Knowing that no matter who plays for him, there's a system in place. Like you get the right kind of player, and he's able to develop them and progress a team forward at the same time. You know, it would be a real statement of a season to go to the league and once again try and disrupt this stupid conglomerate of the big bollocks six, right? It's the only way you do it, mate. It's the only because
I think I was saying to Josh, I said the way you do it. Oh, I think I was saying to in our Villa chat, it's like what we need to happen to be able to gate crash his top six is we need to be able to sell them our best performing players at the time for over the odds money, so aka Morgan Rogers.
Yeah.
He then needs to be an absolute flop.
Yeah.
And do nothing next season, maybe get an injury or something like that. We need to replace him with a player who's like about a third of the value, aka Garnacho and maybe someone else.
Allison.
And Allison. And they need to overachieve again. Like literally, you need to keep fleecing your players off them, so they're spending a ridiculous amount of money, which is coming to you, and then you need to overachieve with nothing, so that then again they can buy your big players flop again. Like that, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
like it's basically it just doesn't happen.
I am going to be positive. My only concern is there are also changes throughout the backroom staff as well, right? So
yes, Austin McPhee.
Now we'll get on to Austin McFraud in a bit, right? But we've lost Paco as well, right? And that's I don't know the reason behind that. If anyone can let us know in the comments whether he's been by Emery's side for pretty much the whole journey of his managerial career. So whether he's homesick or whether he'd had a better offer from somewhere else, maybe he just wants some time off. I don't know, but that's going to be interesting to see how Emery manages with that change. I think there's also another one, I can't remember his name, that might have gone. I'd have to look into it, but I just know that, and then we come back to Austin McFraud. Right now, it's weird how there's been a big uproar about Austin McFraud going, but nothing about Paco.
Yeah,
no one's mentioned it. No one's been on social media going,
I didn't even know about it.
How did you not know about it?
I didn't even know about it.
Happened.
Yeah, no, I didn't even know about it.
So,
cool.
And as for Austin McFraud, mate, I don't get it. I don't get the uproar. Like, maybe because it's Chelsea, right? So it boils into players.
Again, if you jump into the numbers, like we were, I think it's the last 2 or 3 seasons, we've been second only to Arsenal on set pieces, like on set piece goals, right? And I know we've talked about these numbers before. And you can't deny that. You can't deny that some of them are really creative. Like sometimes it's like, oh wow, where the hell has that come from? And you got the things like the Europa League final, right?
Are you telling me you couldn't have come up with that? Look back at those magical moments, right, where he gets applauded from, and look, you have to watch videos of him on Villa TV going as if it's some sort of fucking mad, like, operating table theatre where he's picking teams apart. Absolute fucking bullshit, right? That guy, I've said to you, and I've said on numerous times, I think he's been stealing the wage for 5 seasons, mate. He survived Steven Gerrard. He
survived
survived
everyone.
Dean
That's,
Smith.
that's
Right?
interesting.
I'm amazed that Emery. I think Emery's been trying to get rid of him for 4 seasons. Has probably gone. What the fuck is the point of you? Right? We give the ball away. No one can tell me this stat. I've put it out. I can't find it anywhere. But because you'd have to really delve into it, you'd have to go through every set piece we've ever taken under Austin McPhee. Right, the ratio to where something's happened good to where something negative's happened, i.e., losing possession of the football or conceding an opportunity or a goal, mate. It would be shocking. The stat would be shocking because if I'd have done it last season alone, mate, how many times I was like, I even did TikToks on it last year, Austin McPhee special, where we take that same short corner we did for the goal against Freiburg in the final, where we just boot it out for a throw-in, and you go. Is that off the training field? How long have you been working on that one? Like, fuck, what the fuck? Yeah. So I'm not sad that he's going. I think Unai Emery's probably just trimming it down and gone, actually, we don't need a set piece coach. Like, why does any team need a set piece coach?
I find that interesting because, like, Emery, I get what you mean. Do you mean like as in Emery can do that instead? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Because he's so in, like, minute on the he's so into the details. Yeah. So I was going to say I would expect him to work on set pieces, but you just say
it's probably an extra 10 minutes onto his fucking 12-hour day that he does. I think he can manage it. Do you know what I mean? Like, also give the players ownership on it. Like, the players aren't stupid, right? They know each other. They know the opposition they're playing against. Like, you can be creative with set pieces. Like, with the players that you've got, go, okay, how are you going to do that? It's a great coaching strategy. You do it with children. Do you know what I mean? How do you go, have a go? What can you come up with?
I mean, obviously we'll see the numbers and see how much they change next season. But also there's been a big personal, Tielemans and Rodgers are quite integral to set pieces as well. So I'm sure there'll be a drop regardless. Right, on to, obviously we touched on Emi, we've touched on Watkins, we touched on Konsa. So obviously now we can actually react to the fact that Garnacho has now officially joined us on loan. It just says there's an obligation to buy for about 43 million.
Come on, people in the comments, let us know what these conditions are.
On particular conditions being met. Now, it's what's his face? Claret and Blue. Totally forgot his name. John something. No, his name's not John Shit, but yeah, I'm going to call him Johnny. So John at the moment, yes, thank you, Townley. Thank you. Right, sorry. So John Townley said that the thing with UEFA and with the sanctions is that it can't be the conditions can't be so easy that it's pretty much a permanent deal. Like, as in, it can't just be a formality. Like, so these conditions have to be difficult enough or big enough that it's not it's not really easy to be met. Like, it can't just be 5 appearances, something like that. Like, it needs to be at least 15 or 20.
Yeah,
this is the loophole with the whole UEFA sanctions, right? Is that otherwise we lose like the profit from the Morgan Rodgers, or 50% profit from
because it's something to do with that nonsense of 45-day rule, right? So if you do business with the same club within 45 days, and it's classed as
there's only 40 days of the window left or something, yeah.
Right. So, but I don't think anyone at the Villa is that dumb to not to do that where it takes us. But then we did. The whole Elliott thing happened last season. No, so let's hope that they've learned from that, and that it's a case of whatever conditional it is, it doesn't affect that 45-day rule, and that it's not something 10 appearances in the league. Right? Maybe it should be, he's got to play 20 games, right? So you can at least fucking utilise the player without kind of, because that was the problem with Elliott. He couldn't risk playing him in games because it would have got there too quickly, and we'd have had to spend 30 million quid this season, which we wouldn't have had, right? So,
the main problem was that Emery didn't think it was worth it. He wasn't good enough, right? Like, and there was theories that potentially he wasn't his signing. He isn't the one that he wanted. Whereas Garnacho is an Emery. So Emery has been wanting Garnacho. Apparently, Emery was the one who wanted Garnacho.
Yeah, but mate, that means nothing. He wanted Marlon and chased him for 3 years and then fucked him off. He wanted Gasson and fucked him off Look, I say again, I said at the start of the show that Emery and his transfer dealings, there are question marks over it because they haven't turned out well, mate. There's obviously it sounds stupid saying because Morgan Rogers turned out well, right, and we've made £100 million profit. But on a whole, on the grand scheme thing, there's been lots of players that you signed and you go, okay.
Yeah, there's been both out there. Like we've discussed this before.
It's hits and misses, right? You don't know until you know. But I think that's the whole point of it. Surely, in this professional world that they live in terms of scouting and wanting a player, then you know exactly what to do. And the only thing I can think of is that in theory it sounds great, but then you get them through the door and they're not what the personal stuff side of them is the blocker, right?
Well, the thing with Garnacho is the difference between him and these other signings that we just mentioned. He's played in the Premier League for a while. We've seen him. We've seen him at Man U. We've seen him at Chelsea. We've seen what he can do, and we've seen what he definitely can't do as well. We've seen when he and it was an interesting because I think a lot of the Man U fans have been jumping on Villa Reddits and all this kind of thing. They're actually saying there's a player there. He just needs an arm around him. He needs an arm around him. He needs a bit of confidence. He needs stability. You got to think he had Ten Hag. He had Amorim. He's had 3 Chelsea managers or something. It's like he's literally just had 5 or 6 managers in 3 seasons.
He's 22 years old. He's a child still. Look, he could turn out to be one of the best signings Villa have ever had, but he could also turn out to be an absolute flop. Right. So I think it's down to him. I worry, and I said this on last show and got murdered in the comments for calling him a knob. Right. Now, I didn't actually personally call him a knob. I said that he sounds like a bit of a knob, right? If you look publicly at what he's done, he's been a bit of a knob, right? His stuff with his brother, the Rashford shirt, all the stuff when you're representing the club, just stick to the football, mate. You don't need to be, and I guess that comes from being disgruntled and like you've just highlighted there, having, numerous managers where you couldn't give a fuck and you just, you're a kid with all the money in the world to piss up the wall. So hopefully the magic of Unai can bring out the best because there is a player there. Some of the goals he scored for Man United and Chelsea have been excellent, but he also has looked mediocre at times, and you go, can he rise to the challenge? Now there's a player there, and we've got to just keep the faith that Unai Emery can get him gelling with that team, and actually, as I said a couple of minutes ago, with Alisson down the right, him down the left, you've got out and out wingers. We haven't had that for time.
I told you, mate. I'm quite excited about this team. I feel like we're building pace and strength in the team.
And the big question is, though, mate, with that pace and strength, the big question will be around John McGinn. Where are you going to play John McGinn? Because you have to play him, right? Now he comes back into that team after having probably arguably his best season in a Villa shirt, and he's done that from the right-hand side. Now, obviously, with Onana's injury, does that mean you're going to try and play him in the midfield? But then
feels like maybe the case. Yeah, I'm not sure.
But if you've got Gomez and you've got Manzambi,
but you need. Look, the thing is John's what 31 now. I think. Is he 31? I think.
Between 31 and 33. I get confused. Not 33.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me just quickly check before we continue. John McGinn is 31 years old. He turns 32 in October. Right.
Right.
Look, yes, he's a brilliant player. We need him. We definitely do. But we need a squad. We need multiple players. We can't just be like, oh, we've got this player, so where's the space for him? And it's like, well, no, they're going to have to be rotated. We're going to have to manage minutes. We're going to have like Emery usually has a team for Europe or something, and then has a team for the Premier League, or has a team for away in Europe versus a team at home, or those kind of things. So we have to have a squad. So yes, Manzambi, Joao Gomez, John McGinn, Barkley, Bogard, all these players can play in that area, but it doesn't mean that any one of them is over the other. I mean, there is in some of those, but we have to have this squad, and we've had these kind of competing players in different positions. We've had a left back, which obviously now Dinha's gone, and we need to bring in another left back to be able to compete with that. We've had left wing. We haven't really had it. We've had Rogers just there, and then now we've got Garnacho, and we don't really have anyone else. So we're still kind of a bit threadbare. But yeah, it's definitely not, for me, it's not a case of where does John fit in. I think it's very much John will be used. We need to wrap him up a little bit in bubble wrap because he is 31 and he's not going to be able to do the way he plays full on, full pace at Premier League and Champions League level twice a week. You just can't do it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. We need him for the injection that he gives to the squad, right? Yeah. We need him for his leadership qualities. So I imagine him being a starter, but getting to 60, 65 minutes and going, okay, let's wink him. And maybe you're right. He's that versatile player, right? So he can play on the left, he can play on the right, he can play in the middle. Well, if you told John McGinn to play in goal, he'd play in goal, right? So
I think he said before he'll play wherever, didn't he?
Yeah. So he's just a valuable player to have, and I just hope that we utilise him to the max and he brings the leadership qualities that we need, that we're going to need this season to gel this team, because it could be exciting. So I am excited still. I say this every show, right? I hate this lull of transfer window when we don't know what the fuck's going on and people are making shit up and fucking Fabrizio Romano and all falling out with other journalists. Like, honestly, it's getting crazy, man. Like, just kind of everyone wants to be first, right? I think people just need to relax, man. Like, it's
just relax.
People love the drama, don't they?
Just follow our channel. Just subscribe to this. We'll let you know if anything of any substance happens. Because we don't we talk about it a bit, but we're not like actively delving into it. We're not in the know. We're not like sitting here going, well, if this happens, why if we bring him in, then that'll change that. We're just like, there's no point speculating massively until something official comes out from the club. And it's the same, like you said, with Watkins Konsa, until anything comes out, until Emi Martínez actually leaves and he's out the door and he's holding another shirt.
Well, mate, look, this is supposed to be a fan channel, so can we let's try and keep it fan-led in terms of that we are fans. We're not pundits. We're not journalists, right? We are fans of our club that we love, and we're not in the know because we will report on stuff as and when we know it, and that's what fans do. This is what it's always been about, and so. Yeah, man, let's just keep it. I think we just need to relax. People get so caught up in the hype of it all that actually, like, we won't know until we know. And when we know, we can have our opinions, right, and comment on it.
We know. They know. When we know that they know that we know.
That we know that we know.
Yeah, we know. Anyway,
now we can talk about. No, everybody knows.
Right, that probably about wraps it up. I think Villa are in action tomorrow night against Real Sociedad as well. I won't be watching it because I'm not paying £30 for AVTV. So, Gary, I don't know if you will be.
I'm not paying for AVTV, but if it's on Premier Sports 2, mate, I'll be able to watch it.
Oh, is it on there? Oh, okay. I don't know.
The Porto game was, but
was it? I missed that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh no!
I
literally went through every channel. Friendly 1, friendly 2, friendly 3, and none of them. Oh. Damn it. Okay, right, fine. I'll find out.
It was on Premier Sports 2. That's why granted, it was 2.5 minutes behind the actual fucking thing. So I was doing TikTok live.
Cares. You can't
when I was doing TikTok live, people get telling me, go. I was like, okay, well, let's just wait. Give me the minute.
Stop doing lives, mate. Stop doing lives.
Anyway,
right, brilliant. Well, we will be back probably. Let's have a look here. Probably Thursday, I guess, for our usual kind of preview. We'll have post-match to Real Sociedad, any other kind of news that's come in as well. And obviously there's a preview for the Indonesia 11. So we'll see how that goes, when the players will be back, I think, for that as well.
International Superstar Soccer.
Indonesia XI. Anyway, that about does us. That's the end of the ramble. Gary, you're going to... and I think in a couple of weeks, we'll probably do our pre-season, our predictions for the season.
Yeah.
In a couple of weeks. But yeah,
we should probably do it after the Super Cup, mate. That's when we should do it.
Yeah, because the Super Cup is 12th. Yeah, so we'll do it after that. Yeah.
Right. Which I'm excited about, and we'll cover all that. So yeah, join me. I will be on TikTok live watching the game, but I will be live from Nottingham because I can't go to the game because I've got football training again. So I'm going to be in Nottingham, which is a bit of a. And it may be the second half because I might be travelling to Nottingham when it kicks off. So, but I'll be live from Baseford United. Happy days. Nice. If I can, depends on the internet and whatnot. So hopefully I'll be live, but if not, we'll see.
Basically, you might get to watch the second half with Gary on TikTok.
Yes,
but you also might not get to watch anything with Gary on TikTok. So I would say, maybe nip along, see how it's doing. Otherwise, just watch it yourself.
There's an invite, right? There's the appeal.
Anyway, guys, sing us out, mate. Jesus.
Oh, God, mate, we'll see. We'll back Thursday. Football is back. The transfer speculation continues. Let's just get the season started, mate. I just want it end of August. I never want to wish the summer away, but I can't wait for us to be back at Villa Park and talking about real stuff and actually being in the know when we know what players we've got. So until Thursday, every week we follow the boys in claret and blue. Peace.
Yeah.